force if they believe their lives are in danger. Folks, if y'all want to know what's wrong with our system, is when, and Joe Serpico said this. Joe Serpico, who busted the New York Police Department for corruption in the 70s, he said, we used to just throw a gun down or throw a weapon down when there was a shooting. We could just throw it down. He said, now we don't have to throw a weapon down. He said, all a cop has to do today is say, my life was in danger. I was scared for my life. And then they all of a sudden get no billed. That, folks, is what is happening in this country, and we must understand that that is a problem. And so when I hear these folks say, oh, and look, I don't want to see the riots. I don't want to see buildings looted. I don't want to see anything burned. I don't want to see anybody shot. I don't want to see anybody arrested. But the one thing I know this here, in this country, it seems as if the only way you get attention if you tear some stuff up and then folks go, uh-oh, we got to fix the problem. Uh-oh, we got to do something. That's what happens in this country. That's what happens in this country. And somebody talk about understand to obey what a cop says, then you won't get hurt. Not true, because there have been people who have listened to what the cop said and they still got hurt. I gotta go to a break. I'm gonna take your phone calls 844-736-7474 when we come back on the Roland Martin Show. All right. All right, folks, welcome back to the Roland Martin Show. Glad to be with you. Thank you so very much. The number to call is 844-736-7474. 844-736-7474. It's real interesting when all of a sudden we talk about what's happening, and all of these people, they go, well, what about Chicago? Well, let me help some of y'all out. It's not like some of y'all gave a damn about Chicago before. It's not like some of y'all really care about Chicago. You're only using Chicago because you want to use Chicago to deflect from the police shootings. Let me say it again. You don't give a damn about Chicago, but you only want to use Chicago for deflection. That is what a lot of folks are doing. To the phone lines, William in Tennessee. William, you're on the Roland Martin Show. What's your comment?
Found out about the incident last night. I'm actually a truck driver, and a friend of mine left me a message that what's going on, in America, and I put it on, and I saw that it said a state of emergency was declared in North Carolina. I'm like, what is going on? But what I wanted to say was, it's really, really been bothering me. I listen to talk radio quite often, and what I'm not hearing from the listeners and what I am not hearing from various talk show hosts around the country is that of unity. Yes, we have the police shooting like wholesale throughout the country. And yes, it has been prophesied that we would have blood up to the horse's bridle. This is what's happening. And I believe a lot of this happens because we are not showing unity among ourselves as black people, regardless of your religious affiliation or background or denomination. Once we can
No
get
N-word
beyond
or you get blocked.
our own
I'm a black man, not the N-word.
jealousy or envy and self-hatred, things that matter, we have to forge a way to unite with one another and create our own economic space within America. And yes, sir, it does speak in the Bible, come out of her, my people. Well, at what point will we as black people in America decide that we need to pull our economic sustenance out of this system? $1 trillion is what we give to the system, and everybody else that leeches off of us. And we're not doing anything about it. So when we do something like that,
Actually, hold tight 1 second. Hold on, I gotta put you on hold, William. Hold on 1 second, folks. Let's go live right now to this news conference taking place in Charlotte. I'm trying to get everything straight here. So we can go live. There's a news conference happening as we speak in Charlotte, and so I'm trying to get all of this stuff working so we can go live.
Working very hard in a collaborative way to ensure the integrity of that investigation. We have also partnered with the state of North Carolina for additional resources to care for our city and to secure the safety of our citizens. The safety and security of our community, as well as our law enforcement officers, remains our top priority. Today, our city is open for business as usual, and we let people know, come to our uptown. We are here working. Our buses are running. We are here to serve, and the city is open. We are working with our partners and putting measures in place today to also provide for the protection of our city this evening. Once again, I thank all of the community partners who have been working so hard with us to ensure this collaboration going forward. We saw some tremendous work in that area last night. I want to especially thank our religious leaders, our faith leaders, our community leaders who were out last night working so hard to keep the protest peaceful. I'm now going to turn it over to the Chief of Police, Chief Putney, to provide more details. Chief.
As luck would have it, we're having technical issues when it's my turn to talk, so please be patient. Are we ready? Can you hear me? All right. Everybody doing okay? Good.
It's okay. Go ahead, Chief.
Morning. First of all, I'm not here to defend a position. I'm here to give you some information. We have had a lot of things that transpired last night that we're still trying to piece together, and that'll make more sense once I get into the chronology of what exactly took place. Yesterday, at about 6 p.m., a group of peaceful protesters from Marshall Park moved towards the police headquarters building and began to exercise their First Amendment. This was a very peaceful demonstration. Later on, additional protesters started to join the ranks of the initial peaceful protesters, and they began to block some of the roadways as they headed towards the transit center and the epicenter. At about 8 p.m., a group started to jump on vehicles in about the 700 block of East 7th Street, and they began to damage property at the epicenter. We deployed our civil emergency unit at that point to de-escalate the situation and again restore order. At about 8:30, we had officers who responded to North College Street and East Trade Street for an assault with a deadly weapon call. One person was located with an apparent gunshot wound, and he was located there in the Omni Hotel. Right now, that shooting victim's in critical condition. Due to concerns around security, the victim was evacuated by our Bearcat, our SWAT armored personnel carrier. We couldn't get medic in at the time because of the size of the crowd. The victim was then transferred to medic and was transported to CMC Maine, as I said, with life-threatening injuries. At that point, because of the size of the crowd, we deployed gas, and that would have been at about 8:43 p.m. The reason I say I'm not defending the position is the shooting that took place, there's a lot of information about who did that shooting. We're reviewing video, and we're assessing our people who were there as well, because an allegation was made that one of our officers might have been involved. As I said before, guys, we're here to seek the truth. So we're investigating that to find the truth, the absolute truth, as best the evidence can show us.
All right, folks, I'm about to go to a break, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to take more of your phone calls also in the next hour of the show. We are going to, you're going to hear a discussion we had at Congressional Black Caucus Foundation on hip-hop as well as law enforcement. All of that next on the Roland Martin Show. All right, so listen up, everybody on Facebook as well as on Periscope as well. I have a train to catch, and so in order, if you want to hear in the next hour, the 11 hour, the 11 hour, what you want to do, 11 o'clock hour, the next hour, next 2 hours, you want to go to the TuneIn radio app. Go to TuneIn, TUNE.com, or go to the TuneIn radio app and just type in Roland Martin Show. And then that way you'll be able to hear the next 2 hours. I won't be live streaming right here because I got to pack it all up and head to the train station. Yes, tune in, the TuneIn radio app. You can download that. It's free. Or you can go to tunein.com. And so you'll be able to actually hear the rest of the show. And so I know we got thousands of folks on Facebook. We've had more than 3,700 views on Twitter. But that conversation we had last week there was really important because it talked about all these very issues. And so we wanted to be able to get that information to you. A lot of y'all, it was a packed session. A lot of y'all clearly, weren't there, but I wanted y'all to be able to hear that conversation. So that's what we're doing. So when I'm done, so the next block, I'm only taking phone calls because I want to get all these callers in. But what I want to do is I want to get these phone calls, and then all you got to do is go to TuneIn radio app or tunein.com. Not right now, y'all. In the next 15 minutes. So at the top of the hour, I want you to go to the app, and y'all can actually listen to the remaining 2 hours of the show. So, okay? Oh, yeah. So I'm dressed up. Also, congrats to TV One News One Now was awarded a Cable Facts Best News Show Award. So I picked it up this morning, and so that's what we did. So that's what we got going on. So we're just trying to do the best that we can, folks. So okay, we'll be back in a couple of minutes. All right. So I'm gonna go through the callers as fast as I can so I can get more of y'all in so we can make it happen. Okay. So I'm gonna tell the callers they got like 90 seconds each. Just set my timer. All right, folks, welcome back to the Roland Martin Show. Okay, callers, each one of you got 90 seconds. We're going to hit this thing, get in, get out, because I need to get as many calls in as possible. William from Tennessee, please finish your comment.
I remember back in, I think it was 2005, and the Honorable Farrakhan called for a million more movement. I remember that particular meeting. I remember the birth of it because I was there. And in the Millions More movement, it was calling for us to unite all of the organizations that we have, bring them under one umbrella, not losing your identity as to what affiliation you're with, but bring all those resources, harness those resources all together under one umbrella, and we will be able to forge forward and do what we need to do to change the condition of ourselves in America as well as America itself. All of that will harness economic strength for us. Since we spend $1 trillion a year to everybody else, not to ourselves, well, let's harness those groups, those organizations.
Okay, I got you. I got it. I got to the next caller. We might appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Sierra in California, you're on the Roland Martin Show. What's your comment?
Hi, good morning. I want to first start off by saying I'm a first-time caller, and I'm 24 years old.
Well, we appreciate it.
And thank you. I honestly feel like at this point, especially with the protests, with everybody being so angry, at this point, it's like, what do you expect? In every case, in every situation, we're told, calm down, the justice system will work. Calm down, we got this, we'll handle it, let's work. And it never happens. So people's anger and rage is coming from continually being told to calm down, wait, we got it, and you don't have it. And continually these officers are being let off. There's no accountability inside the police department. And on top of that, there needs to be some type of basically they need to demilitarize themselves, because you cannot have a conversation and move forward with somebody in riot gear, gas masks, when people aren't armed like you are. We can't have a simple conversation, because I'm afraid to even have a conversation with you if I'm looking at you and you're in, full riot gear with batons and guns and you're blasting things at me. Like, there's no way that conversations can move forward. And I honestly feel like that is one of the biggest problems. Plus, there's no conversations, continual conversations going on with community and policing. It's just what we say is our word, and our word is the final word.
All right.
So,
Sierra, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Be sure to call again. Thanks a lot.
okay, I will. Thank you.
All righty. I like that. Sierra talked in 90 seconds. Oswell in Kentucky, you're on the Roland Martin Show. What's your comment?
Hello?
Yes, you're on the air. Go.
Hello?
You're on the air. Go.
Yes, sir. Okay, first time caller. I just want to say thank you for having me on your show. I just have a quick question. In light of all the things that are going on in the country right now, as opposed to the shootings, how likely or unlikely do you think it will be, how long it will be before the government might step in and invoke martial law?
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. What's happening here hasn't even risen to that level. It's not going to happen.
Do you not see it in, at the rate that things are?
It's not going to happen. Dude, martial law is on a whole different level. I mean, a whole different level. That's not going to happen. I mean, you would have to see a much greater level of violence for martial law to be declared.
Okay. I was just curious because, the point that the young sister just made a moment ago about, the police officers and, the gear that they have seem more and more militarized, and I know you're familiar with over the past few years how, law enforcement agencies all over the country
I understand.
are getting this, gear.
Yeah, but gear and martial law, dude, are two separate things. Okay? I appreciate it, man. I gotta go to the next call. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir.
Let me go to Samuel Senior in Texas. You're on Roland Martin Show. What's your comment?
Hello, Martin. How you doing?
Great. Do me a favor. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, go right ahead.
Yeah, nice talking to you again, man. Listen, this is Sam Anderson Senior. We all we got. Spoke to you a long time ago. This is what I have to say to everyone. Remember back in the day, everyone, you got to look at it like this. We were stretched out in the streets a long time ago, okay? And we were lynched, beaten, and killed by our oppressors, okay? Our people were called then to watch this. Right now, that same thing is going on. You're being shown on national TV that what they did to us then is being done now. The only way you're going to be able to solve these issues is with brain power, solidarity, and start to coming together to make things happen for ourselves. And I really appreciate your show, and I thank you for everything you've done. And that's pretty much all I have to say. If you want to check everything out and people want to start doing things, go to www.weallwegot.org. Start building.
Okay.
Start supporting each other.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so very much. Denise, calling from Charlotte. Denise, you're on Roland Martin Show. What's your comment?
Hi, Mr. Martin. Thank you for taking my call. I love you. I love the show.
I appreciate it.
I heard I'm in North Carolina. I was listening to Police Chief Putney, I think that's his name, and he says that, we're going to get the truth. We're going to get the truth out with this shooting that happened just to the guy just recently, and the riot. And I feel, this is just my opinion, that when you say you're going to get the truth, how are you already reporting that there was no book there? See, I'm going to be investigated as a black woman, but you're not going to investigate your police team. We all need to be investigated. You need to investigate the police that were involved, because today, sir, we have rapists and killers and child molesters and KKK members. How can he just already take the word of his police officers that there was a gun there? We know for a fact today, and that's why he doesn't have the police. There's no trust there. Things are happening, but you already have taken the stand that your police officers are correct. And that's why there's no trust between the community. I'm not even going to say black people. I mean the community. We don't trust the police department. And I find it hard to believe that you have a man sitting in the car with his regular routine of waiting for his child to come home, brandish a weapon. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I love you, and thank you for what you're doing, sir.
I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Lisa in Atlanta. Lisa, you're on the Roland Martin Show. What's your comment?
Yes, my comment is that the only way we can solve this problem, I really think, is becoming form some type of group and, work with children. We got to start with ourselves. We got to start with ourselves first. We can't depend on somebody else to come in and help us, because I don't think that's going to happen. So I think we need to take it upon ourselves and raise our children the way they're supposed to be raised. And I think that's where it starts. It starts at home. We got to fix the problem at home first. If we don't fix the problem at home, ain't nobody else going to fix us either.
Okay.
So I feel like we just need to fix our problem ourselves.
I appreciate it.
Ask God. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's go. Thank you. Jay in Nevada. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Roland, thanks for taking my call. You know when I call Roland, I always put out a caveat out there that if I say something incorrect or wrong, I always tell you to correct me so I can learn and understand situations. And I understand what's going on, and I side with what's happening. But what I don't side with is the violence and the burning of buildings and breaking of windows. To me, and again, I could be wrong, and I understand that, if there were 2,000 or 3,000 people going through the streets, quiet, picketing, chanting, doing whatever, to me, the silence is more deafening than the violence that goes on. And I understand that the black community is upset, but to break into buildings, steal, that takes away from what you're trying to get your point across.
I understand.
To me, and I understand that.
Here's the deal, Jay. I'm literally out of time. I appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Hey, folks, when we come back, you're going to hear the conversation that we had at Congressional Black Caucus that dealt with the issue of policing and young African Americans. You do not want to miss this conversation. Listen to it right here on this station. You can also go to the TuneIn radio app or go to tunein.com. Type in Roland Martin. It'll come right up. And don't forget, we also podcast the entire show. Just simply go to iTunes. You can check it out. I'm Roland Martin, and this is Roland Martin Show. Back in a moment. All right, so folks, I've got to travel back to D.C. I'm on a 1 p.m. train. So I gotta go, but here's what I want y'all to do. I want y'all to go to the TuneIn Radio app. All of you on Facebook, all of you on Periscope. Go to the TuneIn Radio app. You can actually listen to the rest of the show. We put together the whole 2-hour discussion we had at Congressional Black Caucus on law enforcement and community policing. So you can do that. We look forward to that. So there won't be any more callers, but you still, trust me, we had some awesome stuff on that panel. So I figured you guys didn't hear it, so I want you guys to actually be able to check it out. Okay? All right then. So I am packing up. I got my speaker. Glad we were able to get everything back on. Where's my case? I am always in here kicking it. There it is. So got this great case for my JBL speaker. That's right. Got the hook, the handle. No, Dunkin' Donuts, no. I got fruit. So I'm good there. So again, I want all y'all to go to TuneIn Radio app, hear the rest of the show. All right. And check this thing out. So traveling is killing your workflow. I'm sorry, but it's only one of me. And I can't, I gotta cover stuff. So it's just one little old me. So I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm sorry. Can't always be live. But even when I'm not live, I'm live. Y'all know the deal. Y'all know. See, I roll with a portable radio studio. All I need is an Ethernet line. Yo, I'm good. I'm good. We got everything I need. And so that's where I am. Portable microphone. That's right. Boom. Portable handle. Y'all want to see something cool? My portable mixer. Hey, hey. Sits right in my bag. No problem. As Montel Jordan say, this is how we do it. So yeah, so I'm streaming right now on both of my iPads because when I got another camera set up when I'm back at the home base, but I don't have that here, and so that's what's going on. So brother got to do what a brother got to do. So I got all this stuff together. Go back to my hotel, pack up, and ready to go. Oh yeah, y'all, that's how I do it. All I need is an internet line, and I'm good. Now also, my Comrex has a Wi-Fi card, so I can also go wireless. But I'd rather have the internet. I'd rather have the Ethernet line. It's a more stable connection if I do that. See, y'all gotta understand. I am all about the technology and using it.
Okay, question here.
Smart said, when am I doing Facebook Live? I'm on Facebook right now too. So I'm on Facebook and I'm on Periscope. So we've had almost 6,000 views on Periscope. So, but the Facebook live streaming. So y'all, so it's 11 o'clock. Go to TuneIn Radio app right now so you can listen to the rest of the show. Okay, people? All right then. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. I am all packed up. Now it's time to shut the iPads down. Peace out. Facebook, peace out.